Mexico. Say the word. What do you see? Maybe it's a postcard. A perfect beach. White sand. Water so blue it hurts your eyes. Maybe it's a resort. A giant concrete palace, where the tequila flows freely and the sun is always shining. That's a version of Mexico, for sure. It's the one sold in glossy brochures and on travel websites. It's clean, it's easy, and it's predictable. But it's not the whole story. It's not even the most interesting chapter. This country is a universe of its own. Deep, beautiful, sometimes brutal contradictions. A land of ancient ghosts, hyper-modern cities, quiet faith, explosive celebration. There is another Mexico, one that lives and breathes just beyond the walls of those all-inclusive resorts. It's a Mexico that sweats and hustles, that prays and sings. You find it in the hiss of meat hitting a hot griddle on a crowded street corner in Mexico City. You hear it in the echo of a church bell in a tiny mountain village. You taste it in a complex, dark mole, a sauce with 30 ingredients, and 1,000 years of history in its soul. This is the Mexico that gets under your skin. It's complicated, messy, and infinitely more rewarding. It's a place that doesn't just show you a good time, it changes you, if you let it. I've found that the most honest places on earth are rarely the prettiest. They have scars, they have history. Mexico has both in spades. It's a country built on the bones of empires. Aztec, Spanish. Its culture is a vibrant, sometimes clashing, mix. Indigenous, colonial. You see it everywhere. In the art, the architecture, the faces of its people. This journey is about looking for that honesty. It's about peeling back the layers of cliché and finding the raw, beating heart of this incredible place. Forget the travel guide version for a moment. Let's get a little lost. Let's wander down alleys that don't have names and eat at places that don't have menus. Let's meet the people who make this country what it is. Farmers, cooks, artisans, musicians. Their stories are the real story of Mexico. It's about connection. It's about understanding. It's about sitting down at a table, sharing a meal, listening. That's where you find the soul of a place. And Mexico has more soul than almost anywhere I've ever been. So why am I here? It's a fair question. The world is full of amazing places, but there's something about Mexico that keeps pulling me back. It's a feeling, more than anything. A sense that there's always something more to discover, another layer to peel back. I've been here before, many times. I've eaten the tacos. I've drunk the mezcal. But each visit just makes me realize how little I actually know. It's a humbling place. It reminds you that you are just a visitor, a guest in a story that is much older and much bigger than you are. That's a good feeling to have. I'm here because I'm tired of the curated experience. I'm tired of the filtered photos, the 5-star reviews that all sound the same. I'm looking for something real, something with grit, something that tastes like the place it came from, the hands that made it. I believe that food is the gateway to understanding a culture. It's the most honest expression of who people are. A simple bowl of soup, a perfectly grilled piece of fish, can tell you more about a place than a history book ever could. The land, the climate, the history of trade, the poverty, the celebrations. This journey is a personal one. It's a search for authenticity in food and in people. I want to find those moments of genuine connection that happen over a shared meal. When you break bread with someone, you break down barriers. The conversation changes. People open up. They share their stories, their hopes, their worries. You're no longer just a tourist. You're a guest. You're a friend. Those are the moments I travel for. Those are the souvenirs I carry long after the trip is over. Far more valuable than any trinket in a gift shop. So, I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn. I want to see Mexico through the eyes of the people who call it home. I want to understand their world, even just a little bit. This isn't about me telling you what Mexico is. It's an invitation to come along and see for yourself, to be curious, to ask questions, to taste everything. And maybe, just maybe, find a little piece of something real for yourself along the way. That's the hope anyway. Flying into Mexico City is like descending into another galaxy. At night, it's a universe of lights, a seemingly infinite grid stretching to every horizon, glittering and pulsing with a life force that feels almost overwhelming from above. It's a monster, a beautiful, terrifying, magnificent monster. With nearly 22 million people in its greater metropolitan area, you feel that scale as soon as you step out of the airport. The air is thick with the smells of exhaust, roasting corn, and damp earth. The sound is a constant low roar, a symphony of car horns, distant sirens, vendors' cries, and the overlapping beats of a dozen different songs. This is not a city that whispers. It screams. It grabs you by the collar and demands your full attention. For a first-time visitor, it can be a sensory assault. You have two choices. You can retreat to the quiet of your hotel room, or you can take a deep breath, step into the current, and let it carry you along. The second option is, of course, the only one that matters. My first move in any new city is to walk. In Mexico City, this is an adventure in itself. Every block tells a different story. It's a city of 1,000 contradictions, all living side by side. This is where the journey begins, in the belly of the beast. We're not here to conquer it. That would be impossible. We're here to get a taste, to feel its pulse, and to listen to some of its stories. You can spend a lifetime exploring Mexico City and still only scratch the surface. You have to be patient. You have to be willing to get a little lost. And most importantly, you have to be hungry. Because in this city, some of the most profound truths are found on a paper plate, served up hot from a street-side grill. Every great city has a heart. In Mexico City, that heart is the Plaza de la Constitución, known to everyone as the Zócalo. One of the largest public squares in the world, a vast open expanse of stone, monumental yet intimate. It celebrates independence. It protests the government. It gathers to mourn losses. Standing there, you feel 500 years of history pressing down. Before the Spanish arrived, the ceremonial center of Tenochtitlan. When Cortés arrived, they tore it down. They reused the stones to build their symbols of power. A powerful, brutal lesson in history. But the Zócalo is not a museum. It's alive. A whirlwind of activity on any given day. Street performers, Aztec dancers, families out for a stroll, young couples stealing a kiss on a bench. Let's be honest. The real reason to come to Mexico City is to eat on the street. Forget the fancy restaurants for a minute. The soul of this city's cuisine is not found on fine china. It's served on a plastic plate on a crowded sidewalk. This is where the magic happens. The variety is staggering. Over here, a man is expertly carving thin slices of marinated pork. A few feet away, a woman is ladling rich, fragrant pozole. Around the corner, you find a stand selling tlacoyos. It's an endless, delicious parade. There is an art to street food, a kind of ballet. Watch the vendors. Their movements are economical, precise, and practiced over thousands of hours. They are masters of their craft. These are not just cooks, they are artisans. They are the keepers of tradition, the unsung heroes of Mexican gastronomy. Eating on the street is an act of faith. You point at something that looks good, you hand over your money, and you trust that it will be amazing. And it almost always is. The explosion of flavor, the spicy, the savory, the sour, the fresh, is a revelation. This isn't just food, it's culture, it's community. It's the lifeblood of Mexico City, and it is absolutely glorious. A short ride from the chaotic center of Mexico City lies a different world. Welcome to Coyoacán. This neighborhood feels more like a village that the city swallowed whole. The pace slows down here. The air feels lighter. Coyoacán is, of course, synonymous with one person, Frida Kahlo. This was her home. Her house, the Casa Azul or Blue House, is now a museum. But to just see the museum is to miss the point. Her spirit is not confined to those blue walls. It's in the entire neighborhood. The heart of the neighborhood is its central plaza, Jardín Centenario. On weekends, the plaza is filled with life. It's a perfect place to do nothing, to just sit and absorb the atmosphere. It's a necessary deep breath before plunging back into the beautiful chaos of the city. If the Zocalo is the heart of Mexico City, then La Merced is its stomach. This is not a market for the faint of heart. It is a sprawling, chaotic, and utterly overwhelming labyrinth of commerce. From the moment you step inside, you are bombarded by a tidal wave of sights, sounds, and smells. This is where the city comes to shop. Housewives buying vegetables for dinner, restaurant owners stocking their kitchens, street vendors buying their daily supplies. There are entire halls dedicated to just one thing. A hall of chiles, a hall of nopales, a hall of onions. It's a dizzying, beautiful spectacle of abundance. Navigating La Merced requires a certain kind of surrender. You have to let go of any sense of personal space and move with the human tide. This is not a tourist attraction. This is the engine room, the unglamorous, essential work that feeds a city of millions. It's the real Mexico, in all its messy, vibrant, and glorious reality. We leave the capital behind and head west to Mexico's second city, Guadalajara. If Mexico City is the chaotic, modern brain of the country, Guadalajara feels more like its traditional soul. This is the birthplace of mariachi music and tequila. And while you can certainly find plenty of both here, the city has so much more to offer. It's a place of grand plazas, beautiful colonial architecture, and a proud, refined culture. The historic center of Guadalajara is a walker's dream. Unlike Mexico City's Zocalo, these plazas feel more geared towards leisure and culture. There's a sense of civic pride and order here that is palpable. But don't let the elegant facade fool you. Guadalajara is a city buzzing with creative energy. Young chefs are reinterpreting traditional Jaliscan cuisine. Just a few miles from the center of Guadalajara lies Tlaquepaque. Tlaquepaque is a town dedicated to art and craft. You can see a potter's hands covered in clay. You can feel the intense heat from a glass furnace. It's a powerful reminder that the most beautiful things are still made by hand. You cannot understand Guadalajara or modern Mexico without the muralist movement. To see Orozco's masterpieces, go to Hospicio Cabañas. Stand in the center of the room. Look up at the dome, a profound, almost religious experience. A man engulfed in flames, ascending. It is a history lesson written in fire and blood. Leaving the grand plazas of Guadalajara, we journey into the heart of Mexico's Central Highlands. Here, nestled in a narrow gorge, is the city of Guanajuato. The city is built on impossibly steep hillsides, so the streets are a winding, confusing maze. Getting lost here is not a possibility. It is an absolute certainty, and it is the whole point. What makes Guanajuato truly unique is what lies beneath. Many of the main roads are actually a network of underground tunnels. Driving through them is a surreal experience. The best way to see it is from above. From there, the city unfolds below you, a breathtaking panorama of color and chaos. The city is famous for its callejoneadas. They sing songs, tell stories, and share a jug of wine. It's a charming, slightly goofy, and completely unforgettable experience. Traveling southeast from the capital, we arrive in Puebla. Legend says that when the cathedral was being built, angels descended from heaven at night to help lift the massive bells into the towers. Hence its nickname, Puebla de los Angeles, or City of Angels. What immediately sets Puebla apart is the tile. The city is famous for its Talavera pottery. You see it everywhere. Puebla is also a culinary powerhouse. This is the birthplace of mole poblano, arguably Mexico's national dish. It's a dish of incredible complexity. It's a taste of history, a flavor that speaks of the fusion of indigenous and Spanish culinary traditions. It's deep, mysterious, and utterly delicious. Within the beautiful city of Puebla, there is one street that is a destination in itself. It's officially called Calle Santa Clara, but everyone knows it as Calle de los Dulces, the Street of Sweets. Many of these recipes originated in the city's convents. For centuries, nuns were the primary producers of these sweets, using a mix of Spanish and indigenous ingredients. The names themselves are a kind of poetry: tortitas de Santa Clara, camotes, borrachitos, little drunks, jelly candies lightly dusted with sugar and filled with tequila or rum. Just outside of Puebla lies the town of Cholula, a place with a secret. The big hill in the center of town is not a hill at all. It is a pyramid. In fact, it is the largest pyramid on the planet by volume. The story goes that when the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés arrived, he had the city's nobles massacred. The Great Pyramid, however, was already so ancient and overgrown that the Spanish mistook it for a natural hill. So, they built one of their most important churches right on top of it. Today, you can explore this incredible structure. A network of tunnels allows you to walk through the heart of the pyramid. The climb is steep, but the reward is worth it. From the top, the view is breathtaking. It is one of the most powerful and symbolic sights in all of Mexico. It is a perfect, dramatic image of the layers of history, faith, and nature that define this country. We travel south into the mountains to a city that feels like the cultural and spiritual heartland of Mexico, Oaxaca. If Mexico City is the brain, Guadalajara is the charm, Oaxaca is the soul. This is a city that is deeply, profoundly rooted in its indigenous identity. You see it in the faces of the people. You hear it in the languages spoken in the market. Oaxaca is a feast for the senses. The air smells of roasting coffee, smoky chilies, and the rich, complex aroma of mole. The epicenter of Oaxaca's beauty is the Templo de Santo Domingo de Guzman. It is a breathtaking masterpiece of Mexican Baroque architecture. The large open plaza in front of Santo Domingo is the city's most elegant public space. On any given evening, it is filled with life. Leading away from the plaza is the Calle Macedonio Alcalá. To stroll down the Alcalá is one of the great pleasures of visiting Oaxaca. There is no dish more mythic, more complex, or more representative of Mexico's rich culinary history than mole. It is the queen of Mexican cuisine. Making true mole from scratch is monumental. A labor of love, not to be rushed. The state is famously known as the land of the seven moles. Each region, each town, and even each family has its own variations. The most famous is mole negro, or black mole. Its deep black color and incredibly rich flavor come from the toasting of its chilies, almost to the point of burning. It is a true masterpiece. If tequila is Mexico's most famous spirit, mezcal is its soul. While tequila can only be made from one type of agave, mezcal can be made from dozens. The process of making artisanal mezcal is pure alchemy. It begins with the agave plant, cooked for several days in a conical pit oven, then crushed to release their sugary juices. Finally, the fermented liquid is distilled twice. A good mezcal is not meant to be shot. It is meant to be sipped and savored. It's a spirit that tells a story of place, tradition, and patience. It's a taste of the real rural Mexico, a spirit with a deep and smoky soul. Mexico is a country blessed with over 6,000 miles of coastline. This immense geography has given rise to a whole other universe of Mexican cuisine, one that is bright, fresh, and deeply connected to the rhythm of the tides. Here, the philosophy is simple. Get the freshest seafood you can find, and do as little to it as possible. It is a cuisine of immediacy, sun, salt, lime. On the Baja Peninsula, you find legendary fish tacos. In Sinaloa, the star is aguachile. In Veracruz, the signature dish is huachinango a la veracruzana. One of the great pleasures of traveling the Mexican coast is eating at a simple palapa restaurant right on the beach. The menu is whatever the local fisherman brought in that morning. It is a perfect elemental dining experience. On the hot, sun-drenched coasts of Mexico, there are two dishes that are more than just food. They are a necessity. These are ceviche and aguachile. Ceviche consists of raw fish, diced and marinated in a generous amount of lime juice until the flesh becomes opaque and firm, as if cooked. The result is a dish that is incredibly bright, clean, and refreshing. Aguachile, which translates to chili water, is ceviche's more aggressive, fiery cousin. The shrimp are quickly submerged in a potent, freshly made liquid of lime juice, blended with a large amount of raw chile. The experience of eating aguachile is a thrilling one. It's a dish that wakes you up, that makes you sweat. It is the culinary equivalent of diving into a cold ocean on a hot day. Travel to the Yucatan Peninsula, and you will find yourself in a different culinary world. This is the land of the ancient Maya. The flavors are earthy, sour, and aromatic. The sour orange, achiote, or annatto seed. This paste gives many Yucatecan dishes their characteristic deep red color. Perhaps the most iconic dish of the Yucatan is cochinita pibil. The result is pork that is incredibly tender, juicy, and stained a brilliant reddish orange. Other classic Yucatecan dishes include sopa de lima, relleno negro, papadzules. To explore the food of the Yucatan is to discover a hidden chapter of Mexican cuisine. While restaurants and street stalls offer incredible food, the true heart of Mexican cuisine is not a public space. It is the home kitchen, more specifically, the grandmother's kitchen. This is the sanctuary where culinary traditions are preserved and passed on. Recipes are not written down, they are held in memory, and in the muscle memory of the hands. To be invited to eat in a Mexican home is a true honor. Here, you will taste dishes you will never find on a restaurant menu. This food is made to nourish, comfort, and show love. It tastes of home. The abuela is the high priestess of this sanctuary. She is the keeper of the family's culinary flame. She cooks with instinct and confidence from a lifetime of practice. In Mexico, a meal is rarely just about fueling the body. This is especially true of the main meal of the day, the comida. It is the social and culinary anchor of the day. A time to pause, gather, share. People talk. They catch up on the day. They tell stories. They laugh. It is a time for genuine human interaction. Sobremesa, over the table, is crucial. This is the time after the food is finished, but before anyone thinks of leaving. The conversation is the dessert. This ritual of the shared meal is a powerful antidote to the fast-paced, isolating nature of modern life. It teaches that food is not just fuel, it is the glue that holds a society together. To truly understand this country, you have to leave the cities behind. You have to follow the smaller roads. This is the other Mexico, the rural Mexico. The air changes. It takes on the smell of damp earth, wood smoke, wildflowers. This is where the majority of Mexico's history was written. The connection between the people and the land is palpable here. We are heading into the countryside, the campo, to see a different way of life. We will look for the traditions that have endured for centuries, the crafts that are still practiced by hand, the festivals that bind communities together. We travel to the far south of Mexico, to the state of Chiapas. This is a land of dramatic beauty and deep-seated conflict. To travel into the highlands of Chiapas is to feel like you are entering a different country, a world apart. The main city in the highlands is San Cristobal de las Casas, a charming base for exploring the region. But the real soul of Chiapas is not in the city, it's in the small villages that surround it. Here, people live according to traditions that predate the arrival of the Spanish by centuries. This is a region that has known its share of struggle. That tension is still present, but so is an incredible resilience and a fierce pride in their culture. This is not a tourist attraction, it is a living culture. A few miles from San Cristobal lies the Tzotzil town of San Juan Chamula. From the outside, the town's main church looks like any other. But step inside, and you are transported into a different universe. The floor is covered in a thick carpet of fresh green pine needles. The air is thick with the smoke of thousands of candles and copal incense. This is the heart of a unique syncretic religion, a blend of pre-Hispanic Mayan beliefs and 16th century Catholicism. They arrange rows of multicolored candles, and they make offerings. A bottle of Coca-Cola, the burp believed to expel evil spirits. Or, more powerfully, a live chicken. A shaman will pass the chicken over the bodies of the sick, cleansing spiritual illness, before sacrificing it on the church floor. It is a startling, deeply moving spectacle of faith. Just a short drive from the intensity of Chamula is another Tzotzil village, Zinacantan. This is a village of weavers. Here, weaving is not just a craft, it is a language. The vibrant floral patterns that adorn their clothing are the signature of this community. To visit Zinacantan is to be invited into the homes of the weavers. It's an act of hospitality that makes the experience feel personal and authentic. Buying a piece of weaving here is not like buying a souvenir in a shop. You are supporting a family and helping to keep a beautiful and ancient tradition alive. It is a connection, a story woven in thread that you can take home with you. We leave the highlands and travel to the flat, jungle-covered limestone shelf of the Yucatan Peninsula. This region has a unique geological feature that is both beautiful and sacred, the cenote. The word comes from the Mayan word zonot, meaning sacred well. For the ancient Maya, they were sacred portals to the underworld, Xibalba. Swimming in a cenote is surreal and spiritual. The water is cool, fresh, unbelievably clear. Floating on your back feels like you're in the womb of the earth. South of Tulum is the Siancaan Biosphere Reserve. It is one of the most ecologically diverse places in Mexico, a vital sanctuary for countless species of plants and animals. One of the most unique experiences in Siancaan is floating down an ancient Mayan canal. You float effortlessly through the mangroves, surrounded by the sights and sounds of the jungle. Just an hour's drive from the chaos of Mexico City lies Teotihuacan. When the Aztecs found it centuries later, it was already an empty city of silent giants. They named it Teotihuacan, which means the place where the gods were created. Climbing the Pyramid of the Sun is a rite of passage for any visitor. It is a steep and strenuous climb, with over 240 steps to the top, but the effort is rewarded with a breathtaking view of the entire ancient city. You can see how the pyramids and the avenue are aligned with the surrounding mountains and the movements of the stars. It is a city designed to be in harmony with the cosmos. Despite decades of research, Teotihuacan holds on to its secrets. This mystery only adds to the power of the place. To stand on top of the pyramid is to feel a profound sense of awe and wonder. There is no tradition in Mexico more famous or more misunderstood than Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. It is not about being scary or morbid. It is a beautiful, profound, and joyful celebration of life. The centerpiece of the celebration is the ofrenda. This is not an altar for worship, but a welcoming beacon for the spirits. Offerings are made of their favorite food and drink. The idea is that the spirits will be drawn back by the familiar smells and tastes of their earthly lives. Marigolds, their bright color and strong scent, are believed to light the way for the souls. Sugar skulls are a playful reminder that death is a part of the cycle of life. The culmination of the Day of the Dead celebration takes place in the cemetery. Cemeteries, usually quiet and somber, are transformed into scenes of incredible beauty and festive life. The atmosphere is warm and convivial. People sit on blankets, sharing food and stories. It is a party. The guests of honor are the dead. They talk to the deceased as if they were present, updating them on family news. It teaches, as long as you are remembered, you are never truly gone. On the night of the Day of the Dead, Janitzio becomes magical. A line of canoes with candles crosses the lake to the island's graveyard. Fishermen believe the spirits follow the candle lights across the water. The whole island seems to float on a cloud of light. This all-night watch lasts until the sun comes up. It's a quiet, serious, and very touching way to connect with those who came before them. Every journey has an end. But a real journey, the kind that gets under your skin, never truly finishes. It leaves an echo, a residue. For me, that echo is always a flavor. I think of the sharp, clean sting of lime. I remember the deep, dark, and mysterious complexity of an Oaxacan mole negro. I can almost feel the warmth of a perfect corn tortilla. These are the edible souvenirs of this incredible country. The flavor of Mexico is a study in contrasts, just like the country itself. As the miles recede, it's not just the landscapes that fill the rearview mirror. It is the faces. These are the faces that tell the true story of Mexico. The most memorable parts of this trip were not the grand pyramids or the stunning beaches. They were the small moments of human interaction. Travel has a way of reminding you of this simple fact. It strips away the headlines and the politics and leaves you with the raw, beautiful reality of our shared humanity. When we began, I spoke of the postcard version of Mexico. The Mexico we found on this journey was something else entirely. It was a place of staggering beauty, yes, but also of profound complexity. A place with scars and soul. We found a Mexico that is so much more than its cliches. We learned that for every stereotype, there is a deeper, more interesting reality waiting to be discovered. Thoughtful travel means slowing down. Travel with humility and respect. Be a conscious consumer. These choices help ensure tourism benefits local communities and help preserve the culture you've come to experience. This journey was just one path through an infinite number of possibilities. That is the beauty of Mexico. It always leaves you wanting more. So this is not a goodbye. It is an invitation to be curious, an invitation to be respectful, an invitation to taste everything. Go to Mexico. Or go somewhere else that has always called to you. But go with open eyes, an open heart, and an empty stomach. Leave the map at home. Let your curiosity be your guide. And get a little bit lost. I promise you, it is in those lost moments that you will find something truly spectacular. You might even find a little piece of yourself. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Now go have your own adventure.